Hello, hello, everyone. We are so excited to be here for part 2 of 4 of how to optimize your membership ROI with the Perinatal Resource Collaborative. My name is Nicole Harlow, president and founder of the PRC, joined today and always by my VP, Maria Clemente Morese, and I'm so excited to just continue this conversation. Last week we talked all about the very direct ways that you can make money with the PRC. And today we're going to go into some of the marketing opportunities and the way to expand your visibility, your credibility, and also your exposure within multiple channels that allows you to contribute to the collective impact like we talked about. So Maria, do you want to say anything else or get right
No,
into
I'm
it?
just saying hi. I'm excited to go over this particular segment of how to um, how to optimize your ROI and really get the most out of the PRC because I think it's one of the more fun ways to be engaged with this organization. So I'm excited for that. On a technical note, though, I do not see you live on LinkedIn, so I just want to
It's
make
usually
sure.
a lag, so
Oh, okay.
yeah, yeah.
Just making sure. Okay.
Yeah, it'll be fine. If you're watching this live on LinkedIn or Facebook, you can comment. We are watching the comments. If not, you can comment. And we'll definitely, if you're watching the replay, we'll monitor them and come back to them as well. In addition to just reach out if you have any questions and you don't want to comment publicly, just reach out to myself or Maria. So let's get started with the PRC. Unlike many other memberships or collaboratives or collectives that you join, we have multiple marketing channels, and we feel that in today's society, you need to be not only a doula, not only a lactation consultant, not only a chiropractor, but like a social media content creator and advertising and marketing specialist and all of these things. And we know how daunting that is because, again, me and Maria are those people ourselves too. So within the collaborative, we have multiple channels, of course, social media, but we try to be a little bit creative and more out of the box with our opportunities. So we have a quarterly magazine that is both print, available on Amazon, and digital for, as a resource for mothers and families. We have different published projects that we do. We had a cookbook, a perinatal cookbook that we launched around Mother's Day this year. It was a beautiful collection of recipes for any, parents, families. We have different speaking events and opportunities virtually and in person, and not to mention a big Collabapalooza party conference coming in February 2026 that will be an additional opportunity. Now, not all of our members have opportunities to speak and participate in these opportunities. It depends on your tier of
Which we went
membership,
over last time.
which we went over last time. But for the professional and platinum members, contribution and at least the opportunity to apply to make sure you're a good fit and within the criteria that are you know what's the word I'm looking for? The projects are, right? If you're a lactation consultant and we're doing a special summit on, the spine and pelvic floor, that might not be your thing. But so
But
yeah,
we do try to cover all the
we
areas
yeah.
and rotate throughout all of the different perinatal specialties.
Yeah, so and I was great. I was gonna get into that. So great segue, Maria. But like we have, a quarterly magazine. Once we start growing in numbers and have more contributions, then that is gonna turn bi-monthly or even monthly. It might separate for like a more professional driven versus a more mom driven. So the opportunities are only going to grow and expand. In addition, we had the cookbook, which was really cool. And probably in like October, November, we'll have another, off, ad hoc project. We're gonna do these like branded journals eventually, once my life calms down a little bit. That we're gonna create collectively, and then each person who wants them, we can brand them with your logo and your headshot and bio, and kind of have them where it's not you creating this whole journal, you're just contributing it to it and utilizing it. So that's the big piece that I want to talk about, is that again, many of us, you're not going to be a great doula or a great chiropractor or a great midwife if you're trying to focus on all the other things. So with the PRC membership, you can still contribute to these projects. Your name is in there, your link to contact, your website, your social, whatever, your email is in there so that you're found, that you're seen in these other channels, that you could utilize the physical, tangible product
Item.
item in your communities, but you're not the one having to put it together, to meet deadlines, to figure out printing margins and all that fun stuff, right? Like we handle that, and then you get the pretty end result to share and utilize as your own. And I'm going to share my screen here in a second to give you, physical examples of what we're talking about. Give me a second. There we go. So this is just what we've done in the last 13 to 15 months, I would say. Not even, because we didn't really launch our magazine until September of 2024. So, but the ideas and the workings were behind that. So obviously we have social media templates and things like that, so you're going to be able to be expanded through our channels as well as your own, and just with the connections that you make within the collaborative, that's an additional marketing opportunity that you have right there. Just collaborating with other people in their social media gives you more expansion to their audiences. We had a speaking symposium back in March that some of our members were able to speak at, and all of our members got free attendance to it. So that's a bonus as well. Like I mentioned, Collabapalooza is coming. We have a podcast, which I didn't even mention. We have a podcast that our members are able to apply to be a guest on and schedule an episode with me and our co-host, Dawn Thompson, who is a multi-decade birth professional. She's amazing. She has so much experience. Really good conversations happen there. And then on this side, you see all of our magazines that we've published so far this year, in addition to our cookbook. So we also have a blog and our Supported Moms Club. We don't have specific opportunities here, but you can join that other group once you're a PRC member, and potentially we're going to have events and resources in that space that you can market to those moms. So I just want to also show you guys what our magazines look like. So Maria, you can see my tabs are changing, correct?
Yes, I can.
Okay, perfect. So I'm gonna just pop open the cookbook really quick, since this wasn't our magazine, but just to see how it is this beautiful work of, I won't say art, but like publication that has, a beautiful feel. I didn't bring my tangible one to show you because it never works in this picture, and it's usually backwards, but they're nice on the touch, they're nice matte cover.
Yeah, they're really a beautiful product.
They're all colored inside, and really easy through pregnancy, postpartum, lactation recipes, labor bites, everything is in here. And just, we even have mocktails for mamas in there. And
So
then
you have the option, though, to have this digital copy that you can share with your social media presence or in your email lists, or you could purchase a a physical copy,
Right.
and have it, like if you're going to an expo or if you're going to an event, to highlight the work that you do with the PRC and just in general your own work.
Absolutely. And the digital versions here, we have, like we said, these are all clickable links that you click and it will go to, whatever social media avenue that we have. So I have the Facebook right now. Some people have their Instagram, but the contributors are all highlighted. And this one even has a meal plan, a shopping list, and some really cool other things. So again, you can share this with your communities as an extra bonus, or you can use the tangible copy to show your credibility and that you're part of this bigger project. How do I get back? Here we go. So the same thing with the magazines. So the magazines, again, are a little bit different. I'm just going to pull up the latest one that we did. This was all about physical health. So you'll notice as I scroll through the pictures and the titles are more all about the physical body. The one we're doing in September next month is all about mental health. And everyone you see that contributes to it, again, is a member and has contributed their own article to this bigger collection. So again, it's just kind of how we use everything with the collaborative, right? Like you are part of this bigger community, this bigger organization that allows your expertise and your shared experience to be benefited across more ways than you would just be in your local area. So, yep. So next issue, September 20th, perinatal mental wellness. And we've done one for the village. We've done one all about home birth and midwifery. We did one for lactation and feeding. So we do have themes for them. I don't remember off the top of my head what December's going to be, but as we go through and we see where the needs are, we are trying to hit all those topics. I'm gonna stop sharing now. Yeah. So just to give you, some insight on them, it's not just some PDF that we put together. Oh, that's actually one thing I did want to share here. I'm gonna reshare. It's not just some PDF we put together and mail out. It's an actual interactive, pretty, digital subscription that they get, and everything in here is again clickable. So as a contributor, it's not like, oh, it's here, but they don't know what is what. Even our QR codes and things are clickable.
More ways to be found, more ways to be
Yes.
seen.
Yeah, so realistically, if you're Elizabeth from Texas and you put these in some OB offices in Texas and someone's like, "Oh, wow, that really sounds like what I need." They can literally go right there. And if it's someone that you're just sharing in the community, and digitally they find you, it's a click away to your website and there it is. So, we wanted it to be a really tangible way for you to gain clients that wasn't a direct client referral, right? Because sometimes client referrals, when it's coming from a company, oh, is it just because she pays? That's why they're referring me, So we want to give you opportunities to really gain organic clients through these channels.
Yeah, I can add a couple
Please.
thoughts here. Like the thing that I would say is why I like this part of the ROI conversation so much is because it is what Nicole is saying as organic, that you really have to work so hard at as a business owner to create. So, I talked about this in other times I've been on a live or a video. Talked about it with Anisha, who helps us with Kindred Connect. The idea that we go to school or we go to trainings to become this professional that we want to become. Myself, I'm a mental health counselor, so I went to school for many years to specifically learn how to do therapy in the world, right? How to help people through the modality of therapy. But not once did I have a class on how to promote myself or how to own a business or how to expand my business or how to network. All those things I went out personally and learned how to do and just got experience doing because I enjoy that. Not everybody enjoys those things, and you don't have to be somebody who enjoys those things to have a successful business. So we at the PRC, that is one of our main goals, is allowing the people that, like, pouring into the people that do such good work in a way that allows them just to continue to do their good work and let us help you become seen.
Yes.
Another big part of this part of uh, the benefit of the PRC is understanding how incredibly important touch points are with people in the community, with consumers, with our prospective clients. It is becoming a very different world of, like, how does somebody find you, and then once they find you, are they even going to call you? And the question of are they even going to call you really gets answered by, well, how often have they seen your work? How many places can they find you? If somebody doesn't have an Instagram, I don't like trust their business as much. And that sounds silly, but it is how the consumer nowadays thinks. So we need to be really mindful of that as business owners, as people who are trying to attract the right audience. How do I make sure that I stand out from the crowd in this sea of many professionals? And we are helping with that. That is our goal, is to create a platform that you become ahead of the curve on, and you don't have to do it all alone. And
Right.
that's really the
Yeah.
beauty of being part of the collaborative.
That's the biggest thing. I see so many, perinatal professionals out there trying to, oh, I'm making this workbook. Oh, I'm making this. Again, taking away from what they're really supposed to be doing, which is supporting those families. And a lot of them feel burnt out by having to do it. And like, yes, they like it, but, you know, it takes away. So this is a way that you can contribute an article, still get the end result with all the great information, the great evidence-based, knowledge, the shared experiences, the lived stories and things like that. But you're only contributing a piece of it, but being seen like you did the whole thing.
Yeah.
So, all right, well, as you can see, there's lots of opportunities and it's only going to grow. So that's part 2. Next week, we will be chatting more about
With Anisha, right?
with
Anisha's gonna
Anisha.
be
Yeah, I was going to say more about the what's the word I'm looking for? The SEO and again, kind of being found, but just in a different way in
the back end of
the
having
back
found,
end
not the front end
system.
listing.
Yeah, and being on a directory listing and how yourself can be more presented without blindly facing them in some sort of advertising or marketing opportunity. The last thing I do want to point out too, and we didn't mention, but this may be in our 4th episode, but we do have brand partnerships as well. There's not a clear cut system of that yet, but we've had really cool success stories with our current one, Mom Cozy, about different members being able to write blogs and do product endorsements and even do speaking events live in front of other moms and professionals that are part of our membership that were compensated for their time as well. So, again, I'd say every single person who got a contract made more than their membership price for the entire year. So just by doing that, and again, that's something that we can't promise everyone, a spot in, but it's something that we're bringing to the PRC and we're expanding on that in 2026 for sure with more brands and more companies to match you with those opportunities as well. So, all right,
Yeah,
guys.
we can go into that in number 4 a little
Number
bit more
4,
as well.
yeah, a little bit
Yeah.
deeper, but
All right.
all
Thank you
right,
guys for listening. And as always, like Nicole said, reach out if you have any questions.
all right. Bye.